so far? Just trying to learn and really get everything from you right now.
I think one thing that Coach Mullen always talks about is passion of the game. And right now with what we've done, so limited reps, first day of full pads, these guys have come out and they have a passion of the game. So as long as we can handle the effort, continue to grow a little bit, it'll be a good spring.
Yeah, speaking of growth, what have you seen from your quarterbacks?
They're good. They're starting to understand the offense. They're starting to get in the offense. One cool thing about this is the spring is every time we do something, it's kind of the first time that they've done it. So the more reps that we get, the more comfortable they'll feel.
What do you feel about like the experience in the quarterback room, just those guys being on big stages?
Yeah, no, all those guys. I mean, they've all played football. They've all been around it. They've seen college football. They've played in big games. And so their experience is definitely something that they'll lean on and carry over in the future.
Who do you think has a harder time with the install? Holdovers or new guys into the program?
Well, I think any time for a quarterback, it's the younger guy probably struggles the most, right? Whether you're a freshman or a senior. Because in all places, those guys have come from great schools, great programs, great coaches. So they've all seen football and they all understand it. So really it's just trying to move things to different terminologies.
How do you plan to use Orgy's size to your advantage?
No, I mean, he's definitely a big guy. I mean, he's a powerful runner. He's a guy that can do a lot of things. And so we'll continue to find out what he feels comfortable with and how it incorporates in our offense.
And what has impressed you with Calandria so far?
Just still his energy, right? We're day 3 of practice, but those guys' energy, they love to play football. They love the game. They love to compete. And so that's been really fun to see from all those guys.
How tough is kind of pulling an offensive line together when maybe you don't know all the guys who were here and then you brought in guys?
Yeah, no, it's obviously we're a program. We're going to be built up front. And the one thing now is we're not having 1s, 2s, and 3s. We have different guys are moving different pieces. And so different guys are getting to play with different positions and different spots, moving them, different groups. And so it's good to see guys get out. And still, first day of pads, we love the energy, and it'll be fun to see what we're doing in the next 12 days.
Is it too early to start pinpointing a left tackle?
Probably, but everybody's out there. We had a lot of guys that are doing some good things.
Who are some of the candidates?
Fam has done a good job. Once again, though, we're moving guys from all over the place, right? From right and left to moving around and guard inside and out. And so we'll find our best pieces moving forward.
What are your thoughts early on Reed Williams?
Great, smart guy. Understands the offense, and still, and I know I keep saying it, but there's something Coach Mullen has been preaching about is the passion for the game. And that guy just loves to play football. He's making calls, he understands it. But going back to the same thing with the quarterbacks, is that guy's played a lot of football. And so he's seen a lot of things. He's also played in big stages, big games, played in Tennessee. And so he's done a lot of things too. So it's good to see him out there.
What does Friel bring to the room as a holdover, especially the guys competing with him for the number one?
No, Cam's a veteran guy who understands UNLV. He understands the pieces. He understands his place. He understands the tradition. And, they did an unbelievable job the last 2 years. And so the culture that those guys had, he's trying to carry it over. But, he's still competing. He's fighting. He's just as athletic as those guys. He throws the ball well. And so he's definitely a good piece to have around.
What do you think about Jet Thomas, just his development and what a weapon you have with him?
No, he's a fun player to watch. He can do a lot of things, from whether he's in the backfield, in the slot, fast, twitchy, can catch. So we're definitely excited to have Jet back.
In tight ends, it looks like you have, some power guys, and then some receivers. I saw it looked like Gums was out there a lot, if there's a one unit. And then you had who's is it Elkness? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Nick. Veltre. That room is huge. All those guys are just big bodies, big human beings. They're big, powerful guys, but just like you said, they're all running routes. They're all catching the ball down the field, and you can still stretch the ball down the field with those guys and just use their size. And so if you can still position it and those guys can understand leverage and space, those guys can definitely be weapons down the field.
So have you been, pro using the tight end at other stops? Is that your philosophy? Because some offenses, the tight ends just kind of disappear.
We're going to be a team that uses multiple personnel groupings, but again, just attack what those guys do best. And those guys will definitely be vital or utilized, and they'll definitely be big pieces in the offense.
Coach, on the other side of the ball, just what do you see from those guys?
Oh man, Arnett's great. He gets those guys to play hard. All those coaches over there are great. Defense is flying around, and it's the newness of spring, and so everybody's excited. New groups, new people putting on the pads. It was a fun first day.
What do you think of the receiver group? Again, a lot of versatility, and then you've got some giant dudes in O'Hare and JoJo.
No, well, just like you said, the two guys you said, Troy's a big guy, position the body, and then JoJo's a great piece in the slot that can do a lot of things. And then just going back, you still have a lot of guys, older guys in that group that have played football as well. And so you're finding those guys, fitting them in the right pieces, fitting them in the right personnel groups, and just trying to get those guys the ball in space.
Can you find spots for a holdover like Jaden Bradley, who's also got the size, a guy like Caden McGee, who's more of a jet?
Yeah, no. You take both those guys. McGee, he's done a lot of good things. He's been really impressive. He's been in the slot. He's been outside. He's been really good with some of the matchups. And then JB, he's a fun player to watch as well. He stretches the ball down the field, and he's one of those guys, talking about Reed, that just loves to play football. He competes. He beats his butt off. He gets up. He makes a catch. He celebrates. So he's been a fun player to watch as well.
What can you say about the competitive energy out here, really, from the first practice?
Yeah, that's something that Coach Mullen preaches, and he brings that out, and he gives us as coaches the opportunity to compete. And so that's one thing that we've learned, is you have to compete. And so we're going to compete every day in everything that we do. And like you said, there was a lot of competitiveness and a lot of competition today. It was good.